I'm actually at home. So, so if you're listening to the restream on Spaces, I'm actually filming. So it's look, I got two phones right now. I'm live on one phone. I'm using Chicho Interactive, which is Twitter Spaces, on another phone so people can talk to me. And we are, I don't know. What's up, guys? I just wanted to come in, say hello, and oh, Salty, Salty, I'm doing an interactive, bro. If you want to jump into Spaces, I'm actually by the fire, guys. So look, let me show you guys real quick what's going on here. So right now, I am about to light up this fantastic Rocky Patel, right? In a little bit, and I just wanted to talk to you guys. Naples in the house. What's up, guys? Listen, I used to. It's crazy how I used to do these. What's up, guys? I love seeing the chat just go crazy. I have the best. I have the best audience, and you guys are amazing in the chat section. Um, Let me put in Salty. Guys, Salty Ran is the co-host on Twitter. So here's the thing. You guys know when I'm at the boat ramp, we do Chicho Interactive. We're going to try to do that now. So if you want to come up and speak and talk and all that stuff, I don't have my whole gear up, right? I'm just using two phones. Guys, I'm going to light up that. What's up, Vinny? I'm going to light up that Rocky Patel in a minute. But I definitely want to talk to you guys. Whoever wants to talk, go to Spaces. I'm actually also, I have a camera recording this. It's kind of cool because I got a camera getting the fire and getting the perspective of me holding both phones doing this Chicho Interactive. How was that latest video that I just put out today, dude? That thing was amazing. Careful with the fire. You don't want to turn into a Chicho. Guys, listen, I am a Chicho. It's a little hot. Isn't it 80? Guys, it could be 100 degrees out here. I'm going to be sweating, right? This is my own personal sauna. But there's something soothing about being by a fire. So, Alfred Chicho on Twitter, guys, if you want to come in and speak. Salty, can you do a mic check on Spaces real quick? Make sure you're there.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Question, guys, in the chat on YouTube. Tell me if you guys just heard Salty. This is gonna be epic, guys, because this is easy for me. I love this. I'm looking at all the likes coming in. Look at those likes coming in. So, guys, I do this every once in a while. So if you guys want to talk chit and ask me certain questions, now it's gonna be even better because you can actually ask me a question through Twitter and actually I can hear your voices. Is Fred the Croc there with you? Nah, Fred almost got a prop to the face. If he didn't, I don't know if you saw the latest video today, but dude, wow, dude, the Guggen level was pretty crazy. Damn, this other phone's getting hot. Hello from South Louisiana. Do you know if Fred was okay after? Okay, so Tanya, here's the crazy thing, right? Before I saw the footage while I was editing, it looked really, really terrible. And I didn't see Fred come back. So I was like, damn, man, this is crazy. I hope it's not a problem. And I hadn't seen him after that. So I don't know if he got hit or what ended up happening. Man, you better watch out for those Parkers. What the hell is that, dude? I hope that's not Aiden, bro. You guys hear that? Any marinas here in Naples you'd like to do a show from? I don't know. I don't really know a lot of marinas over there in that area, guys. Let me get this Rocky Patel going because it's been one of those days. We had a great day, right? Salty, do we got an iPhone check still, or are you still cheating on Android, or what?
Yeah, I ended up getting married to it.
Damn. Look at this kid. Do you hear Aiden back there? I am gonna have to regulate. Oh my god! I hope my wife is watching the stream and she's texting him right now before I lose a gasket. This is what really happens in the Montaner household, guys. This is a chit show. Did you hear that? So, as some of you may know, I used to take my car's wife and like flash floods and stuff like that, and it got a little personal, right? So we made a compromise and we ended up getting a car for her. But in the process, Aiden tried to go ahead and take over our old car, and then 3-4 days later, there's no muffler and some weird noises coming out of the car. So don't even get me started, bro. Don't even get me started. Listen, Rocky Patel. I'm gonna smoke this. I'm gonna smoke this Rocky Patel on behalf of Saul TV because we lost him to the iPhone fam. Oh man, hold on, guys. Give me a second. I gotta cut this bad boy. Mm. Here's for a cheap cigar. The Parkers are in the house, guys. The Parker clan is here, guys. So here's a cool thing. Yesterday, damn, you see, I'm gonna tell you guys because I'm gonna stop this stream. I'm not gonna publish the stream after the fact. Um, oh, what the hell was that? Ew. Um, hold on.
Hey, Alfred. What's up? Ron here from Texas Vegas.
Oh, Ron, man, I was wondering about you, dude. How did that hurricane get you?
Not bad, man. You're still in good shape.
So you guys are good.
Yeah, man. You preparing for that one coming that way?
No, bro, we're from Florida. We throw parties when that happens.
All right.
we have an excuse to break our house.
All right, I hear you.
That's a joke, guys. That's a joke. I hope that's not it's a joke, okay? So yeah, so guys, if you guys remember, Ron came from Turks and Caicos and he actually hung out with me at the boat ramp. And we were back there and he was there for a while. How's your wife?
Good, man.
She's doing good?
Yep.
You guys were tired after that day because you hung out for a while.
Yeah, man. That was a long day.
Isn't that a beautiful thing? Huh? You know how many people are going back there to Black Point to visit me? It's so cool. Al, if you use StreamYard, I would be able to be your guest. Vinny, I don't have StreamYard. I want to learn how to use it though, so I haven't used it yet, guys. So Ron, did you guys get like a full-fledged hurricane over there, or did it skirt you guys over there in Turks and Caicos?
Well, the island I'm in, Providencia, at least we didn't get the full brunt of it.
Okay.
But there's the other two outer islands, which is Grand Turk and Salt Key. They got a direct hit.
Hey, listen, be on the lookout for any rib boats, dude. Any rib boats that are big boys, small boys. Normally, rib boats get destroyed because they're going back and forth, and people think that the tubes are no good anymore, and the boat is no good, and there's a lot of opportunity in that. So keep an eye on for that. I had a couple of I had a couple of people from those areas contacting me about Fiona doing some headaches over there. So there's definitely opportunities.
All right.
I don't think the hurricane's going to come this way. I think it's going to kind of like just stay in the Gulf and probably go to the Panhandle of Florida, maybe even Louisiana, right? Because like it's smarter for them to move the hurricane towards the Gulf refineries so they can raise prices for gas. It's the smart. I think that's the smart move, bro. Thing is, things are bad again. We're gonna get some quick come up. Shut down the refineries in the middle of the Gulf. At least prices of gas are coming down over here. Um, just a lot of crazy shit going on in the world, dude.
Yeah, well, it's not going up over here.
So so where did you go when you left that day? You just went back to Turks and Caicos run when you came back.
Yep. Yeah, I came back to Turks and Caicos.
You go to the fish fry and meet your prime minister again, or what?
Actually, when I came back, he was awake, so I didn't get to see him there.
All right, guys. So listen up. If you don't know what's going on right now, I'm live on Twitter, Alfred Chicho, um, and we're right now live on Twitter. The Parkers just threw me a $20 super poll. Pat, look, I got the poll right there, guys. That's the poll tonight, guys. I'm gonna be on the poll in a little bit. Um, buy physical silver now while you still can, says Vinny. Um, prices are $2 a liter in Australia. Wow, that's a lot of money, dude. Mm. Oh, this Rocky Patel is so good. When are you getting on the scooter? So, I was actually on the scooter most of the day today. Um, I did a cool just tour with my daughter, Alyssa, my little one, and we were hanging out. um, if you want to talk to Alfred, go to Alfred Chicho on Twitter and join the space. Yes, guys. I saw Elaine just jumped in here. Elaine, what's up? Um, Elaine actually was able to get her hat that I promised her. There was a lot of Chicho hats. I don't know if you guys saw the trucker hats. Um, Elaine, go on Twitter and let us know how good that hat is. I really want to know. I want real feedback because you were the one who was asking for a trucker hat so you could put your ponytail. So let us know. I want the female subscribers that watch the channel give us some real feedback. I like real feedback. Um, Vinny, if you have Android or an iPhone, come on, bro. You go to the store, you download it, boom. You come in here, bro. Vinny is entertaining as hell, and he should come in Twitter and start speaking to us. Hey, Alfred, I run a pretty chaotic manufacturing business. Nothing I enjoy more than having your videos going in the background during long, hard office hours. You see, Paladin, come on Twitter and let us know about your business. Who else? Salty, is there anybody else that wants to come up? Ron.
Not yet. They've all been invited to speak, but so far, no other takers.
Hey, Alfred.
Yeah, talk to me, Ron. Oh my goodness, this is delicious. I want to eat this thing.
Alfred, what kind of cigar that is, man? You getting choked off with? I mean, it's cheap.
Can you guys see that? Rocky Patel.
Good. Oh, okay. I take that back.
No, man. I don't do. I listen. I don't do cheap cigars. I do fake ones. I just got the wrapper and I put this one on. I just rolled this up. Napalm says Myrtle Beach here. Smoke a Sosa cigar. Joe. Oh, speaking of Joe. So last night, I was out to about 2:30 in the morning, and my friend, Baby Fish Killer, which is Felipe Prieto, is a snook fisherman, and that's why I'm going to tell you guys this because I'm probably not going to go ahead and publish this after the fact, this live. I got Fishman Joe to ambush him because I'm trying to start a rivalry between those two snook fishermen, and I was there with Baby Fish Killer and a buddy of ours. We were at a snook spot, and then I was giving the coordinates exactly where we were to Fishman Joe. And Fishman Joe hasn't seen my friend for a long time, so he just rolled up on us. So, and the problem is that my friend, Baby Fish Killer, doesn't want me to publish the video because it's going to identify the spots where we're catching all those amazing snook. So I get it. The spot hustling gets pretty crazy over here in Miami. Um, I know, but I'm outside right now, bro. I don't know. I don't know. Can I use StreamYard over here without hooking up wires and stuff? Any? Uh, did you try that blackfish? No, David. I didn't try the pomfret. Right? That's what they said it is called. I don't know. But I just had the swordfish tonight. If you guys look at my Instagram, luxury rib tenders on Instagram, I just cooked that. Well, my wife, Mrs. Montaner, cooked that tonight, and it was fantastic. Pedro from the Pescatarian vacuum seals this stuff, and then he'll just give it to friends and stuff like that. So I don't know. I would hit him up if you guys like that type of fish.
Hey,
Alfred, I
Alfred,
got some Kush cigar. What's up, Salty?
I was gonna say, I think Jim is ready to speak to you.
What's up, Jim? Where you at? Jim.
Jim, you gotta unmute.
Yeah, there's a little microphone button, Jim, that you gotta press it so that it unmutes the talking feature. Guys, this is amazing. Like being able to talk to you guys live is crazy. I love that. I love this. I'm getting
Jim
this sweat.
can't find the unmute.
Okay, it's there. Um, scroll up on the. Maybe he might have to come in and out. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can bring him up on my end. He's already a speaker, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Jim. Let me show you real quick, guys. Hold on a second. All right. So this is what I'm seeing right now, guys. So you guys can see what I'm seeing. Okay. So you see this little unmute that right now when it's red, it's muted. You see, Salty, unmute your mic real quick so they can see what happens when you unmute it. Now talk.
Okay.
Yeah, you see how that's what's happening, guys. So right now we're on Twitter Spaces, right? And then if you're one of these speakers, you can go ahead and talk. Like Ron, go ahead and say something. Ron just went to the chitter. Honey, quick, bring me the phone. Alfred called on me.
Yo, I'm here, Alfred.
All right. All right. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I'm sweating more than what I thought. I knew I was gonna sweat out here. Just this December, a new baby fish killer in Miami. All right. So here's the thing, Parkers. The reason I call baby fish killer that, remember, I grew up with Felipe. Felipe is Jim. I think I heard you. Well, Jim, hold that thought real quick. So I've known Felipe since I was 12 years old. So we essentially know everything about each other, right? Like the good, the bad, hard times, good times, crazy times, and we grew up together. So, he's always been into fishing. Now he's the bass, he's the peacock bass state record holder here in Florida, and he's an amazing snook fisherman. And so is Fishman Joe. And Fishman Joe is just starting to go ahead and get a lot of traction on YouTube. And I want to just link everybody up and just build that awesome community so you guys can see all these amazing people, because I just think they're amazing. Alf, I'm trying to see if Joe will let me come work for him washing houses and roofs over the winter. I have been doing here in New York for 16 years, but we closed shop November to. Okay. Sean, listen, what I will tell you is that the boating is slow. Like the boat ramp is slow as well. And haulover is slower than normal. The reason why, so good. The reason why is because they're doing some construction at haulover. And I will tell you this too. As of October 1st, we will no longer be able to film in Haulover Inlet Jetty. Um, I won't. I won't be able to. A couple of the bigger channels are still going to be able to. They have elected to do some different changes over there, so I will regrettably not be able to film the King of Haulover series out of the jetty in Haulover as of October 1st. Live in a small community near Yellowstone. John Don, I tried to go to Yellowstone, but the farthest I got was to the Grand Tetons in Wyoming, and regrettably, the park was closed for some situation that was happening. License I'm puffing right now. Rocky Patel cigar. Salty, were we able to get Jim back or no?
Jim is gone.
He, he might come back up. He probably got rugged. Um, how's the dog doing, Joe? Um, sorry to hear, says Randall. Mm. Listen, guys, I think it's a really unfortunate for. I think it's really unfortunate that. Here's the thing, right? I've already gone through that whole process of dealing with people trying to restrict. I think it's kind of like a form of restricting free speech, just personally, right? I know it could be completely debated, but the reality is that me being a bigger creator, yes, I can pay certain things and just be there, but I don't think it's fair to the small creator who doesn't even exist yet, that doesn't even know he has something to tell, to go ahead and put a burden on them. So, in a way, what it's going to do is going to benefit the bigger creators, and they're going to just monopolize certain types of content. And the reality I think is going to happen is that it's going to hurt the actual niche, because the niche needs more fuel, and the algorithm for YouTube needs more fuel from different creators to push and grow the niche. So when you small that niche at Haulover, it's gonna be a detriment to that, and it's gonna do the opposite effect of what they think is gonna help. If that makes sense. Oh man, my air conditioning just kicked on. Fishman Joe's in the house. I love you, Joe. Good to see you, bro. Joe, how cool? Joe, go on Twitter, bro. Go on Twitter and talk to us. Fishman Joe, how cool was that moment yesterday? You, baby fish killer, me. So guys, it was so crazy, dude. It was a crazy night. And Felipe goes into these. He does some urban fishing, guys. When I tell you urban fishing, sometimes I don't understand where this guy's putting me, and I just go. But sometimes I'm like, yo, this is kind of sketchy. I don't have a Twitter. Guys, Fishman Joe just came into the stream, and he's talking in the chat. So if you guys don't follow him, and if you don't follow Vinny Pots and Pans, check them out on YouTube. Elaine, yeah. So listen, I dealt with that already. I already dealt with that. Remember when I got canceled while I was live, and they asked me to shut down and all that stuff? The reality is that we're going to be going into difficult times, right? And if you go to Bow Harbor and you park, every time you park there, it's about $20 a day when you really come down to figure it out. So that's good money. That's good money for the city. But yeah, I know there's a couple of creators, and I think it's unfortunate for the people of Bow Harbor because, listen, you know how many times people come to Black Point and go to Bow Harbor just to meet me or other creators? Not just me, But when those creators are not there, like Zip Zap Power, I don't think Zip Zap Power is going to film out of there. I think Zip Zap Power is going to film on the other side. And what's going to happen now is that they're going to have to now, they're going to probably have people filming from the other side. That's probably going to be shut down. And then you're going to have people going in the middle of the inlet on a boat with a gimbal or something. And I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be very, very interesting. I've just decided to just whatever continue with everything else I'm doing, and kind of like I wouldn't say end the series because I still could film off of the other side until I can't. Um, but whatever, you know, there's always one door closes, another one opens, and I'll figure it out. And I'm sure all these creators behind the scenes are also talking and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens with that. Let me see some other comments in here. Anybody wants to come up on Twitter Spaces, guys? We're live on YouTube and we're live on Twitter. If you want to talk and be on the actual stream, you can go ahead and voice your opinion, because I think your opinion now matters more than ever on this particular issue, because I want your feedback, because I'm telling you, I get people from everywhere in the world. Ron was there at Black Point from Turks and Caicos. Right?
Hey, Alfred, I think you've got Jeff ready to go.
Jeff or Jim?
Jeff.
What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Alfred, how you doing, man?
Oh man, I'm doing good. Look at me. I got a nice rocket to tell. How can I even be better?
I just had a quick question, man. I'm in a little town just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, and we've got a place down at the coast here in North Carolina, and I've kind of seen the boat traffic kind of get smaller and smaller with the economy. What does it look like down there with you?
It's already hitting. So look, yesterday and today, I didn't go film myself. I have someone filming for me, right? So if you guys have been noticing, there, like the video of today, that there was somebody that just destroyed their boat and another boat, well, crashed into another boat. That's somebody that's helping me film. And when you see that I don't have any content or my voice over it, I could put a voice over it, guys. I can go do a voiceover, but it's just not the way that Alfred rolls, right? I like to roll spontaneous, reactionary. Oh my goodness, this is what's really happening at the moment, right? So I do think that the economy is starting to slow. Having that said, remember, boating season typically starts ending after Labor Day. You got football that comes into play. People's behavior starts changing. They start doing different things. There's still the diehards that are always going to hit the water. And there's always going to be a chit show, guys. A chit show is a party of one. Literally, that's all you need is one boat to go ahead and be a chit show. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, we've got this weekend in Moorhead, North Carolina. You know, we've got something called the Seafood Festival.
Okay.
I'm curious to see what the last year the attendance was crazy. I'm just curious to see what it's going to be this year. So
I don't listen. Here's the thing. People write it till they don't realize that they fudged up. So they're just going to continue until they get smacked in the face with reality, and then everybody's going to retrench back a lot, right? Because they're going to be like, oh my goodness, now we got this problem, this. And then what's going to happen is, here's what happens. The pressures start coming from everywhere, and then everybody has nothing to do other than find ways of either saving money or taking money from someone else. That's just the way it is. So at some point, people get smacked with that reality, and that's when the behavior really changes.
Well, man, I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to continue listening. Enjoy your videos and keep rolling, man.
Jeff, how's the weather over there in that small town next to Raleigh?
Well, we're daytime highs, low 80s, and nighttime lows, we're like high 50s, low 60s.
Oh, man, you see that right now? If I was in a 50, 60 degree, oh, my God. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm going to be in Annapolis at the Annapolis Boat Show. So if you guys are going to the Annapolis Boat Show, look for me, because I plan on being there most of the days, okay? So I want you guys to go hang out.
All right, man. Take care. Good speaking with you.
Thanks, Jeff. Hey, keep us informed either on the chat and give us updates on the comment section. What's going on over there?
Well, next, like I said, next weekend, the seafood festival. I'll maybe take a video and shoot it to you.
Yeah, send it to me. If you have my Instagram, luxury rib tenders, send it to me. And then I love getting feedback from you guys everywhere in the world, right? Like right now, I'm actually burning wood, and I know some places in Europe are looking for wood because they're gonna probably freeze this winter.
Yeah. Sad situation, brother.
It always sorts itself out, though, Jeff. We'll be fine. Alfred, do you know there's a YouTube tent at the Annapolis Boat Show? I don't know that. Crypto Grim, Alfred, bro, you need to upload more videos on Facebook, bro, and hopefully a live on Facebook. I do a lot of stuff on my Instagram, which is essentially Meta, which is kind of Facebook, right? Um, it's just, guys, it gets, imagine if you're trying to dominate all these social media platforms, you got to figure out now TikTok, you got to figure out Facebook, and then Facebook is different from Instagram, and then there's Reels. Dude, I'm 45 years old, bro. I'm not a 20-year-old beanie bopper that knows how to go ahead and do this all the time. I'm learning as I go, and I'm like, damn, this thing makes my head hurt every day.
Hey, man, I think Angel might be ready to speak to you.
What's up, Angel? Talk to me.
Hey, ¿cómo estás?
Órale, güey.
How you doing, Alfred? Nice to meet you.
Good, man. Where are you calling from?
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, man, you guys might get hit by the hurricane, bro.
No, it's going your way, man. That's why you're camping out there. Fine.
No, bro, it's going to your house. It's not going to mine. I'm good. Look. No, we're good, bro.
But Alfred, I was going to tell you, I love watching your show. I love watching your different contents that you offer, especially when you go on your little raft, with your
the dinghy series. I love the dinghy series. Don't you guys just love the dinghy series? It's so authentic.
Yeah, it's like something that I would like to do. It's like going in them canals and stuff like that. Because we have a lot of canals here in Louisiana too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then you guys got a lot of alligators too.
Oh yes,
just film that. I see. I don't trust alligators. I distrust alligators more than I distrust the American crocodiles.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that how you interact with your people on the water, and you're so charismatic and friendly. And I also enjoy that you give the boat tours, of the manufacturers.
Yeah, man,
that's
cool.
Something I really love, man.
Yeah, dude. Listen, I've always been. Listen, if I wanted to chase views, I could chase views, right? If I wanted to chase views, I can chase views. I know what to do. I know the formula. I made the formula. I gave everybody the formula. But being who I am, I'm grounded in my values and my morals, right? So there's certain things that I think are non-negotiables for me, right? I enjoy that I go to a grocery store and a family is happy to say hi to me, from the wife to the husband to the little kids and stuff like that. That's why I don't say bad words in my videos and stuff like that, because I know there's a lot of people who are probably watching, right? So, and I know that can affect, and it matters, right? It matters to me when I'm actually watching creators that I follow, and all of a sudden I have my 12-year-old daughter and I'm taking her to school and they're saying stuff that I think is inappropriate. So I get that. I get that whole side of that.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do before that hurricane hits?
Oh, I'm not going to do anything. I'm waiting for it to hit over there,
No, dude, it's not going. Look, I'm pushing that shit over there.
We had a hurricane last year, and it did really bad here. Hurricane Ida, but
well, it's gonna suck for you again then. What do you want me to tell you? It ain't coming over here. No, it's funny because I don't know, some of you guys. I don't know if some of you guys watch my stories, right? So my stories on Instagram. I went to a Walmart. I went to like 7 Walmarts the other day, finding SD cards, because the SD cards that I use to film the Chit Show and all the series I do are starting to be unavailable.
Oh wow!
So I had to get my hands on as many as possible so I can go ahead and have at least a little bit of backup and play, that I don't have to worry about, oh shoot, I don't have SD cards to film. I save every single SD card. I don't erase any SD cards that I have. That is my first form of backup for my content, right? So I have hundreds of SD cards with all the footage that I filmed. So some creators, they just go ahead and just get the SD card, they film something, they put it on a computer, and then they trust that that computer and that's storage device is going to last forever. But when it doesn't, they're whining and crying and saying, "Oh my God, how do I have this backed up? Do I have it backed up in the cloud?" And before you know it, long story short, I don't want to be that guy that has my content just disappears, right?
Right.
So I keep those SD cards, and those SD cards are my number one form of backup should I ever have a malfunction when it comes to my computer, my backup storage, and all that stuff. So,
Alfred, I just want to ask you one more question before I go.
what's up?
Well, you know, here in Louisiana, we have a big history in building boats and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And most of our people here that live on the water,
Mhm.
you know, do fishing and stuff. And have you ever been to Louisiana or visit here in New Orleans area? Or
I have, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
I went to New Orleans. I went to New Orleans with my family. Um, I was there like 2 or 3 days before Mardi Gras, and some guy hit on my wife that was super drunk
Oh man,
in front of in front of my 3-year-old daughter while she's holding him, while she was
Oh,
holding her. Which, if it wasn't Louisiana, I probably would have been arrested that day.
Yeah.
But I understood, I understood the culture, and people are really, really having fun and all that stuff. And the guy was just so gone that he didn't realize that he was so gone. But I thought it was so disrespectful that my daughter was being held by my wife, and some guy is hitting on my wife. So I'm like, dude,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and I was busy catching beads. Come on, you know how it is.
Oh, you was watching the.
I was like, hey, throw him. That's me. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't. But yes, I did like it, and I would like to go back after the hurricane. Maybe I can help.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, we have
Alfred.
the Cajun Navy. Have you ever heard of them?
The Cajun Navy.
Yes. Well, these are volunteer people that have boats.
Okay.
And so after the hurricane, what they do is they go out and help rescue people in flooded areas.
I know.
And
I know. New Orleans, when you guys had Katrina, that was huge.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Right. So after Katrina, they came up with the Cajun Navies because people were just wanting to volunteer to help people. Because we have, it's like everyone here in Louisiana has a boat pretty much,
Yeah.
So everyone volunteers and go in and help out. Because the Coast Guard can do so much, stuff like that.
Absolutely. Listen, what happens is people don't realize how important. I always say, you are your own currency, right? People will go out of their way based on your currency as an individual, right? How you help people, how you're kind to people, how you go out of way to go ahead and lift somebody when they're down. All that matters to people, and when you need somebody to help you, they will. So, Salty, were you gonna ask me something?
No, that wasn't me.
Okay, so is there anybody else that was there gonna speak?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Wayne.
Alfred. Wayne. Hello, Alfred. It's Wayne.
Wine or Rhine?
Wayne.
Wine, like
Yeah.
WINE?
WAYNE. Yes,
Oh,
I'm over in Queensland, Australia.
Australia in the house.
Yes.
We're gonna get some of those muds. Who's that? There's a really funny content creator that you guys over there in Australia that I watch him every now and then. That he's crazy. I forgot his name, but he's pretty out there. He's also a boat guy.
Okay. Yeah. No, we really enjoy watching your videos, and I like the way that you just sort of ad lib and talking to everybody. And I'm amazed at some of the boats compared to what we have here in Australia, what are the boats that you have down there in Florida. Question:
What?
Do the people have to operate those boats that go in at Black Point, and especially the larger ones with multiple outboards on, do they have to get a license? Do you have to do a license and a set of tests to be able to drive those boats? Certainly here in Australia, you would have to.
No, not necessarily, but there is some rules for younger people now, right? They have to take some um some small course, right? That but I don't remember the requirements of that, but no. Um a police officer, a state officer, they're not going to ask you, do you have a license for that? Not in Florida, not as of yet, right? Um,
That's really amazing because you can really see the difference in the skill set. What you would see at a boat ramp here, I think is much better skills than what a lot of those people have got there that are operating those boats. I'm really surprised that they hop in those boats and operate them without much experience and the way they do.
well, Wine, look, I would argue that I can go to any boat ramp in the world and I will find the chit show. The difference at Black Point, there's a lot of variables because of where it's situated, and sometimes there's currents that people don't understand that fluctuate at that boat ramp, right? So I'm there most of the day and I can see the currents coming in, coming out, changing when the dam is opening. So there's a lot of variables, winds and stuff like that. So that contributes to why it's a little bit difficult to dock a boat there. Look, Derek from On the Water in Charleston, he took me to a boat ramp or a boat landing, what they call it over there in Charleston, which I love Charleston, by the way. So if you're in Charleston, South Carolina, I love you guys. I love that place. And the people are fantastic. There's currents over there that are incredible. That if you're not skilled to come in on them, you're gonna be on a chit show. That's just gonna happen. So it's a little different too, right? Obviously, there's no better there's no better teacher than experience. And once you have a lot of experience, experience is what's going to get people. I've seen countless amount of people that have been on the chit show that now go back and they've learned from their mistakes, and they're great people and they're great captains, and they, and the only way that you get better on the water is when you have real life situations happen. If you're very, very smart, right, you will learn from those situations that other people have had happen, like problems and stuff like that. I'll give you this. If you guys look on the socials here, in Boca Chica the other day, we had a Miami-Dade police department boat. Literally, I don't even know how this was even possible. Went over some wall, and the boat was hanging on the wall. A Miami-Dade, and they were off on a call or something like that. But there was a malfunction.
Yes.
There was a malfunction on the boat, and it happens, right? Things happen. It's how you.
It does. Yeah.
It's how you deal with that scenario that happens, right? Because realistically, things could happen. I had another person who was actually a captain. A captain had a malfunction at the boat ramp. It was a total chit show. This guy was a teacher, like a teacher, a captain teacher.
Yes.
And he's like, Alfred, you will ruin my career if you put that video. And I was like, bro, don't worry about it. I'm not going to put that. My goal is not to, listen, I don't do anything in a mean-spirited way or anything like that. I want people that are watching the channel to have a good time. If I see while I'm editing that you don't want to be on my channel, or you tell me, and I can visibly see that you're upset of me filming or being around you, I won't put you. And it'll be like you never even hit my radar. So as far as your question, no, we don't have licenses. The problem with that is that, when does it stop? You start with one license, and then it's another license, and then before you know it, now there's so many restrictions to go be out on the water that it's hurting small business owners and small boat manufacturers and people that fix the boats, and so there's always a reaction to certain regulations and rules, right?
Yeah, I can understand that. It's very interesting though to compare the regulations that we've got over here compared to the regulations that you've got over there, and
Yes.
there's huge differences, and it's a bit of an eye opener to see it all. So, but
Well-
yeah, no, it's really fascinating to
Well, look.
to watch what goes on.
Well, look, over here in Florida, we had the pandemic, right? We essentially never closed down. Now, if you talk to people in Australia, you guys were like, I mean, from what it looked like over here, the way that the media was talking about it and what people were saying here, it seemed like you guys were like on some soft type of house arrest, right? Not like China that it's like zero COVID policy and all that crazy stuff, right? But
When COVID first came in, they actually restricted us to a maximum of 50 kilometres away from home.
which I think is crazy. So
Yes, it was.
but here's the thing, right? Right now that's 50, right? What about the next pandemic? It's 10, and then the next one is 5, and then the next one is like put on your goggles and go into the metaverse and take this pill and shut up and take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so where does it stop? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think. Listen, I think people generally just wake up in the morning. They want to do their job. They want to have a great day, and they want to smile. They want a good day.
They do.
Regrettably, not everybody has that same philosophy, right? And that happens, right? So, but I don't know where you're from, so I cannot judge how you guys live because you guys have always been a certain way, and I don't know how that way is. Now, what I do know is that in Florida, we are very, very free people, right? Or we feel very free, right? And not that we didn't take COVID seriously, because as we all know that it was a very, very serious thing. And it's still, right? It's still lingering, right? But you don't hear about it anymore because the facts change and the whole scenario of how it's being talked about has changed. So, but I'm glad to see that you guys are open. And I heard that your country is beautiful from friends that have gone over there. And I hope to one day go and film a chit show at one of your boat ramps and prove you wrong.
Yes, well, we've got a boat ramp not too far from us at a marina, and I often go down there and sit down there and watch the boats come in. And as you say, there's always something that somebody doesn't quite get right. But yeah, we've got vastly different boats generally around our area than what you have in that area and at Florida. I know it varies depending on the waterways.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched some of the other channels as well, and you see different types of boats depending on what they're doing with the boats in those areas. And but generally, the type of boats that you see there, those big centre console boats,
Mm-hmm.
they're fairly rare in Australia. Aluminium boats up between 3 and 8 metres are most common here. After that, you tend to get into the fiberglass boats. Multiple motors, more than 2 outboards, are fairly rare
Mm-hmm.
in Australia. It may come down to cost, things like that, but they're starting to turn up in Australia, some of the type of boats that you often feature there with a...
Well, look, I think one of the things that I enjoy is when I travel, like when I traveled to the Dominican Republic and I did the video of the G-Nautic factory, and I've gone to different places, like I went to Dubai and I went ahead and I showed the boats that are built in Dubai, and regrettably not everybody sees all the content that I put because they're waiting on the algorithm or the YouTube robot to feed them my videos. But if you go to my video section, you'll see a lot of incredible videos that you probably never even seen or heard. And I think what I like...
I've watched all of those, all your factory ones and Dubai ones.
Yes.
They're great. They're absolutely fantastic.
My goal is to show you guys, right, boats of the world, because one day when and if I go to Australia, it would be nice to show the types of boats that you guys have and the reasoning, right? Because think about it, right? Like right now, if you tell me, hey, Alfred, it cost, $10 a gallon to go, on my, boat to wherever I want to go, I'm going to make decisions based on my expenses, right? Based on my reality of what I can afford to be on that boat. But if they continuously restrict me, right, because of certain prices and stuff like that, then obviously, yeah, it doesn't make financial sense for you to have, a triple engine boat to get to a certain island that's close to where you guys are situated. Like over here in Florida, remember, we have the Bahamas really close, we have Bimini really close, we have small little islands, within Biscayne Bay that are close that we like to frequent, um, and it's nice. It's nice. It's almost like a little getaway, right? And that's what people really enjoy about boating. It's almost like people that love motorcycles, right? They're just in their motorcycle. They feel free. They
Yes.
just go, right? And boating is very similar into that aspect.
I've been
Ooh.
really enjoying your dinghy
Put that on back.
series. I've actually got an inflatable myself with 4 horsepower and Yamaha 4-stroke on it.
Mhm.
And we, near where I live, we're only a kilometre or so from the beach,
Okay.
and a couple of small creeks. And we launch in those creeks and go up between all the mangroves and go fishing and sightseeing. And yeah, we love it. It's perfect for that.
And you guys have real Crocs. You guys got the real big Crocs, the not like the big boy Crocs.
We do. I'm lucky where I live. We're just slightly south of, by probably 100 miles or so of where the crocs come down to. We're in a slightly cooler area. So there have been crocs in the area where we live, but they're fairly rare.
Good. Well, I appreciate you coming up here on Chicho Interactive. I love doing this with you guys.
I really appreciate it. I really love watching your channel and what you put on and the variety. It's been very, very good.
And stay tuned, because now when it gets a little cooler, I'm going to get back on my scooter. I'm going to show you guys more places. I'm actually going to start going into certain restaurants and showing you guys a little bit more of the culture, right? I think when people travel and they see for themselves the reality of certain things and people, people really start realizing that what they've seen is not essentially exactly what the reality is, right? I think there's nothing more powerful than video, and unedited video. And when I go live for a reason, right? I go live because, listen, what you're seeing is what you're seeing, and you make a decision based on what you really see. When I went to Dubai, I didn't know what to expect. I was like, is this gonna be something like really, really strict and all that stuff? And it wasn't. And I was like, wow, these people have an amazing city. It's a futuristic city. It's it blew me away, and I can't wait to go back. And I don't just want to go back. I want to go back with my family, so my kids, right, which are going to be around much longer than me, can experience those unbelievable moments, right, and places and cultures and different people that maybe we don't agree on the same values or morals or religions or whatnot, but I think their thinking is a lot like a lot of people. They just want to have a good time. They want to work. They want to provide for their family, and they want to have another great day. Regrettably, there's things that happen in the world, and that's never going to stop. It's been like that since history was founded, and hopefully the people at some point just go along with their day and have a great day.
Yeah, totally agree.
Well, thank you so much for calling in, Queensland, Australia, guys.
Yes.
I appreciate you
It's a
coming
beautiful
up.
day. Beautiful day here too. Be a nice day to be out in the water here right now.
Well, we might have some weather in the next couple of days over here. It might get kind of rough because that hurricane.
Yes, I see you.
Yeah.
Yes, I see that.
That hurricane, I think, like I said, I think it's going to go to that guy's house that was just talking to us from Louisiana. It's going straight to his house. It's not even going anywhere else. It's just going to his house, and it's not going to bother anybody here in Florida. So we're good in Florida, guys. Don't buy more water. We don't need to more. Maybe get some gas for your boat, so you can go out on Sunday and Saturday, and I can film you on the chicho.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Just like one last comment, I've been following your dinghy series when you've been going down the canals on Google Earth too. So I've been able to identify exactly where you were.
Yes.
On the last one you did down to towards the boat ramp.
Yes,
There.
and if you follow, there's an app that we use, and I use it often on my Discord, which is basically
Yes.
a chat that Salty, the actual moderator right now on Spaces that just brought you up, he's in that chat as well. And I give people what 3 words, right? Which is basically, I give you 3 words and it shows you a square of the exact location
Yes.
I am at that moment, right? And the reason I do that is because sometimes I can't Google Maps exactly where I'm at, but I want you guys to know exactly where I'm at so you can know a vicinity. So that app, if you have it in some of my videos, and
I do.
in the description, you'll see it a little bit more. I should implement it a little bit more, and I will. So that when you see that I say certain words, essentially you can use your Google Maps and you can actually type in those 3 words and use the direction button to take you to that same location. So if I'm at a restaurant and I say, hey guys, type in these 3 words and this is how you get over here, I could essentially give you a list of 10 places or 10 words, which are essentially places, and you can go ahead and visit them, whenever you come to South Florida.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good. I've learned a lot since watching your show and looking at the locations you've been and things like that. So I know a lot more information now about the area that you're in, which is great.
Now, what I will tell you, without you doxing your actual location, you should at some point send me a comment on any of my latest videos and say, hey, Alfred, I am here. And you put your 3 words, and then I can zoom in exactly to where you're at, and I can get a better understanding of what and where you are.
I'll do that.
And
Not a problem.
And I would encourage everybody who's in the stream that has that app, or sometimes people say, oh, you should film in boat ramp, or you should film in this inlet, or you should film in this or that, or check this out. Send me those 3 words, and then once I look at it on Google Earth and I say, wow, that's an amazing place, that'll look kind of cool to film, then I will go over there. At some point within my travels or something, it'll be in the back of my mind, and I'll say, hey, listen, I'm traveling along this way, I should stop over here in this particular location, because if I see something that's rare or something that's different, something that's culturally important in a certain place, I want to know about it, right? But I might not know how to get there, right? So at that point, it's easier. It's we all have different
Yes.
we all have different forms of mapping and all that stuff, and I think those 3 words are that app is smart in the sense that it just gives you a geolocation of a place that you can see on Google Earth and say, okay, this is where I'm at. If I had to show a taxi driver or an Uber driver or any type of driver anywhere in the world, they can probably take me based on what I show them on my Google Maps.
Not a problem. I will do that. I will put a couple of locations on that would be really nice that you'd like to see if you were over here.
Good. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks very much for the chat. I appreciate that.
Nice. Thank you so much for coming in, guys. Queensland, Australia. Okay. Let me see what else we got here. Jeff says, like this guy, buy crypto, especially crypto, the Bitcoin, ETH, Litecoin, Doge, and Shiba Inu, says Crypto Garmin. Money in the bank. When he says crypto's not backed by anything. I want to give a shout out to another Jeff who actually sent me some beef jerky, and I guess I tell you how it is. I told him, I said, listen, I might tell you the truth and it might hurt, and he goes, well, I'll take that chance. So he sent me some of his beef jerky, and reluctantly I tried it. Right? I obviously I'm gonna who knows, dude. You know, you filmed me at the boat ramp and 28 days ago, and I'm taking you out with cyanide. I don't know. So I ate it. I let my daughter, who was 12, eat it first because I wanted to make sure she didn't go down. I wanted to make sure she went down before me, right? So I can go ahead and get them. But no, we both ate it together, and it was fantastic. And it's a small business owner, right? And he gave me this first batch for free, and then my daughter had sent me a message and said, "Hey, Dad, I need some of that JB beef jerky," and I got some. And I ordered two of the ones that my daughter liked, and she didn't let me taste it again because she hoarded it and hid it somewhere like a little rat. Vinny says, holding a little physical silver gold will make you rich. Get off my lawn, says Jeff. Um, Guys, the get off my lawn has been pretty interesting, huh? What else? Who else do we got in here? Salty, do we got anybody else on Twitter that wants to come up and speak? Guys, remember if you want to speak on Twitter Spaces, you go to Alfred Chit Show. And listen, if you don't have it today, or maybe you're listening to this on a restream or something, come back, get the Twitter. I know some of you guys don't want to have Twitter. I get it. But it's not about Twitter at this point. It's just about you, me, and the community, and everybody within our community. So we can identify and talk like this, because think about all the valuable information that we learn from each other because we actually have a conversation, right? Like adults.
You know, they can just get Twitter, and then once the space is over, they can delete it.
Yeah,
and then they can, come back and do it again.
Yeah, they'll do it again, right? You don't have to. I completely get it. Chris Blair says, hi, Alfred. Still watching from South Australia, South Australia. Let me tell you something. I have a lot of people in Australia that follow this channel, and I think it's super cool that there's so many people around the world that identify with the content, right? Because if you guys notice, I'm not. I purposely try not to be in front of the content, in front of the camera as much as maybe some of you guys might want me to, right? Because I want it to be about the content more than it is about me. But I understand also that there's people that like me just as much as the content. I tried to get on, I couldn't see everything, but Maud couldn't see me in there. David, I tried to get on. Listen, David, if you're not here, you're not trying hard enough. So come into this, go into Twitter Spaces. Don't be a quitter. And come in here. You've been on this stream and on this channel for a long time. I see your comments all the time. You're always talking to my wife. I want to hear your voice. I want to see who is DMing my wife on the back end. Damn it!
You know, and I worked with him on this too because I wanted to hear the same thing, but for some reason he's the only one that I can't see that joins the space.
Okay, hold on a second, because maybe, and this does happen, guys. Regrettably, it's not a perfect world. Sometimes the moderator, like in this case would be Salty, or what we would call co-host in on Twitter. Sometimes you can bring somebody up, but I can, right? For whatever reason, it happens, and it's just that the technology is still being perfected. That happened to me a couple of times in certain communities that I engage with on Twitter. I was like, yo, I mean, like, does not anybody see me raising my hand up that I want to say something? And they're like, yo, I see somebody down there, but I can't bring them up. Can you bring them up? And then I was like, I didn't know what the hell bring them up means, right? So apparently when you're a listener on Spaces, because you can lurk, you don't have to talk, you can hear everything. It's almost like a podcast. You can hear everything, and then if you decide to come up, you request to speak, and then the co-host or the actual moderator, the person, the host, could bring you up to speak. So for me, talking to you guys like this is invaluable, right? It's super important for me because You guys give me ideas. You guys inspire me. You guys do a lot of things that make me want to do different things. Like I get inspired by some of your comments. There is somebody that made a comment on a video the other day, and I talked to Fishman Joe about it. I was like, "Yo, somebody made this comment," and it wasn't. That comment led to a video idea that it sparked an idea that comment made, right? So just remember that. Don't think that you're voiceless because maybe I don't respond to your comments or interact with you right away. It sometimes takes me a while, but I try to get to it as much as possible. And if you see that you don't, just re-engage with me, and then at some point I see you. And regrettably, I can't see everything and everyone, right? I would tell you to get closer to me, try to get a little closer to my Discord, where we communicate. And actually, that's been a little slow lately too because I've been very busy. Um, but we're there. We're always there, and it's a lot of
I
like-minded
think you got
people.
what? I'm sorry. I think you got Wayne ready to go. Another Wayne.
Another Wayne, Bruce Wayne.
Alfred,
What's up, Wayne? Talk to me.
hey, buddy. I've been a big fan of yours for a long time.
I appreciate that, man. Where are you calling from?
Vero Beach.
Oh, so you're not far. You're here over here in Florida.
Yeah. My brother and I was wanting to come down and see you last holiday. He comes down all the time, and he was since I turned him on to you, man. He won't quit talking about you. He wanted to come down and check you out. But anyway, one day we'll get in there and see you.
Well, listen,
But
I'll tell you, if you guys message me on Instagram more or less when you're coming and stuff like that, I'll kind of try to give you a heads up. If I don't think you're going to go ahead and slice my throat, I'll give you an idea where I will be, right?
no, it's nothing like that, brother.
I know. Listen, but everybody's going to say that. Wayne, come on, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know it, brother.
Before you know it, I'm in a bathroom stall with Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm like, what do you mean?
You just don't even know, brother. I don't know nothing about all this kind of stuff, but I was going to set up one because I used to be a big fisherman down at Holliver, down by the Cape, and I was going to pull a big spoof and put it on YouTube.
Well, look.
You did.
Well, it's nice. For me, it's always awesome to talk to people, especially the older people who watch and listen to my show. All the stories and all those amazing memories and all the amazing changes that people have seen. I think that's amazing, right? To see
Brother.
that, because it identifies the past, and realistically, the past and the future rhyme, right? They rhyme. And I'm putting more fire in this fire
For you,
pit.
man.
What was that one?
I've watched the Verado.
That Verado series.
Shows, and the one that I really cringed on the most is when you were out walking when it was flooded.
Oh yes.
Fog, and you sat on that electrical box to rest.
Yes.
About how you were sitting on an electrical
Yes.
box.
Yes. You,
Ankle water.
listen, and it does. You're absolutely right, Wayne. And I will tell you this: if you saw how long I was that night, just so you guys have an idea, I was out late night. I woke up in the middle of the night. My wife tells me that my oldest daughter was almost flooded on the way home, and but she made it home. That I might have to figure out how I get her to work and whatnot. And then I just woke up. I go to sleep early. I wake up early, and then I was like, you know what, babe, I'm gonna go to where I think it's gonna get flooded. And I went to downtown Miami in the middle of the night around 2 in the morning. No, like around 12 in the morning. And then I went and I came back and it started pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring, and it wouldn't stop. And then I started filming all those areas that I eventually walked the following morning. I was in my truck driving through it, and I was like, wow, this is going to be a huge problem. So the first thing I did is I got on my Instagram the following morning for the people who follow me locally, and I said, hey, we're going to have a big problem. Don't get in your car. You're gonna get stuck. It's really, really bad. I was there last night, and it's worse this morning. And what happened there in a community, like literally a mile away from here, guys, where I'm at right now, it flooded. And the reason why it flooded is because the lake over flooded. And if you saw that video, remember the one way Sasha? Remember that dog that chased the duck?
Yeah.
That was incredible stuff. A lot of people didn't see that video. That was,
Oh,
in my mind. In my mind, I was like, fudge, man. I'm not gonna be able to put this damn video because this guy's dog is gonna drown. And maybe those people that didn't watch that video, there's a Saga Bay video. There was some floods down here in Miami. The I don't think in my lifetime I'll see a flood that bad. And the reason why is because they didn't know how to deal with it. The city didn't know how to deal with it, but now they know how to deal with it, right? So if
right.
we're getting catastrophic rains, all they got to do is just pump out the water from the lake and bring the lake lower than normal. Eventually, the rain will fill it up and nothing floods. So they did that after the fact, and they understood what they had to do. But we've never had something so crazy happen. As far as we had 3 or 4 days back to back with massive rains, and they didn't have anywhere to push that water until they realized that they can push it to Biscayne Bay, and I said, how amazing is this content going to be, because people are going to really, really, really see something that they've never really seen. And I was walking and walking and walking and walking and walking. I hadn't really slept, and when I got that moment to sit on that electrical box, I didn't even think about getting electrocuted. I didn't think about anything. And looking at it now after the fact, it was dumb, right? I'm in
Yeah,
disgusting water. I'm basically on an electrical box, you know. Actually, now that I think about it, I had a nice little tingle on my ass. I was like, wow, this is interesting.
Oh,
no, 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 I'm just playing.
I was just so, I was like wanting to scream, like, how the hell can I get a hold of him? Get off the box. Get
Well,
off my bug.
well, listen. The good thing is that hopefully one day YouTube will have this Twitter option that you guys could, instead of just typing in on the chat, you guys can actually speak to me, and we can all just be in one place without having to open up a multiple phone or whatever to be able to interact the way that we're acting now.
Dude, I'm just, it's so cool just to be able to interact with you. I'm sitting there watching you on TV and at the same time,
Yeah,
not quite teared up, but it's funny.
it's super cool, and I thank you for coming up in here and talking to us. Vero Beach in the house, so Florida in the house. We should be fine with rain. It's going to that guy's house in Louisiana. He was here earlier, but I think he's starting up his generator right now, making sure he's going to be okay.
I got a lot of family in Louisiana as well. But anyway, brother, you just you take care out there, and one day, like I said, don't.
That's fine, man. We'll be there.
It's we got to hook up. I've got a lot to talk to you about. But anyway,
Cool.
you take care, watching the show, and let the next person on.
Let your brother know I said hello.
I sure will. You take care now.
All right, guys. We got
No,
bad medicine over here. Says hello, Alfred. I don't do Twitter anymore. It's too toxic. Says Jose Roberts. Tiny, no, G-Man. That's just mean and hurtful. What did G-Man say? I don't know. I missed it. I think I seen Fred's eyes glowing in the background. No, guys, Fred is not here. But you know what I am getting? I'm getting some iguanas. This iguana situation, 10 years ago, you wouldn't see these iguanas like you see them now. I mean, I have some iguanas in my house now that I see them tormenting some of my fruit trees. If you look over here, look, you see over there? That's a coconut tree. Um, on the latest dinghy series video that I did with Derek from On the Water, we went to basically the canal that leads to Black Point, and there was a floating coconut that had a palm tree already growing out of it, right? So like the coconut tree, and a lot of people, that's like an everyday thing over here, right? But people from up north were like, wow, how cool is that? So you can literally get that coconut and just dig it into your ground. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show you one. Hold on a second. Let me see. Oh shoot. Let me see. Let's see if I can show you guys something here. Hold on, it's gonna get a little dark real quick. All right. I'm gonna show you guys something. Where's my flashlight? Here it is. Oh no, but can I use it? Oh no, I can't use it because I'm using something else. But look, oh there it is. Okay, look. Let me turn this around. Okay, you guys remember? Look at this, right? See that? That's the same thing. That's a coconut on the floor, and it's a coconut tree, and then eventually, I'm walking in my backyard. I hope I don't step on a landmine from one of my dogs. Eventually, it'll be like that. See? And here's another small one that has it's already been there a while. It's starting to grow, but eventually, you see that? And then they'll fall on you, and it's pretty cool, huh?
Hey, I think Paul's ready to speak to you.
All right, go. Paul, what's up? Talk to me.
Hey, we can look at coconut trees. That's cool. I wanted to touch base with you. Love what you do, brother.
Where you at, Paul? Where you calling from?
I'm up in Orlando, Florida, Mount Dora, Florida.
Oh, so you where all the alligators are?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, Fred, man. Growing up in Florida, doing all the things I've done, and seeing that picture of Fred today, man, that sucker is all at 14 feet easy.
Dude,
And
it's like Fred. It's like Fred was hitting some testosterone growth
Oh,
hormone while he was lost because he has gotten so much bigger. It's crazy.
that thing is, it's a monster. It's for sure. We used to run our boats and jet skis up and down the St. Johns River, and I've seen 12-footers, but that's Tarzan material right there.
Well, look, Mike, which is a YouTube channel called Today's Veteran. He's also in our Discord a lot. He's the number one Discord chit talker. He is close to Lake Jessup, I think he calls it, and and he says that there's crocodiles there left and right. Everywhere you go, there's crocodiles there. He says.
Absolutely, no doubt. You've seen the old cartoons where people run across the water on their heads. Well, that's where it came from. Lake Jessup is nothing to play around with.
I'm down. I'm down to do a dinghy series video there if you want to do it. I'm down. You would have to be with the guy with the chickens around his neck.
If I could get there and watch it, I'm kind of immobile right now. But anyway, that would be a good show to do. You will see crocs, and even going up and down to St. John's, you'll find some huge crocs between that area and down by Highway 50 and all.
So not alligators. You're talking about crocodiles.
Well, mostly alligators up here. I really don't.
Okay. So the American crocodile is mostly down here in South Florida.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So I would be very surprised. I mean, listen, nothing would surprise me anymore because I think the crocodile, because of Fred, Fred is just laying the seed everywhere. But I think there's a lot of crocodiles in Biscayne Bay, and
Right.
they just I saw some videos on Instagram. They just removed a couple of small ones from Matheson Hammocks, which is a boat ramp that's just north of Black Point.
Yeah, I know where it is.
Yeah. So and Matheson Hammocks, they have like a little natural pool area, and they pulled it out there. And imagine you go into that pool with your kids, and it's basically a natural pool. But
one thing I was going to run by you, I know up here, when you get a crocodile of a certain size around people and it becomes used to being there, it disappears, and I would hate to see that happen, to an icon down there. I was, wondering, get a program or something together to get him relocated or something, But those are the size of the crocodiles we used to see in the zoo back when I was a kid, man.
Look, I've seen Fred's temperament, probably more than anybody.
Yeah.
And a crocodile, if you're swimming in his space, right? A typical crocodile. I mean, the American crocodile is a little different than the crocodiles that you see that are in Africa that'll go ahead and just basically get a bunch of baby zebras and just annihilate them while they're crossing the river and all that. They're different, right? I'm not saying they're humble or nice, right? Because whichever way you see it, it's a crocodile. But
Right.
the temperament is different, and I think people understand that. And we've never seen these crocodiles kind of get aggressive. The female crocodile, the one that they found dead at Black Point,
Right.
that crocodile, I didn't trust her too much, to be honest with you. And I think I'm curious to find out the results of how and why she died, because I can see where a fisherman or somebody may have done something to that crocodile, because she was very very nosy, right? Like when I would film at the boat ramp, sometimes I'm in the water, and one time I saw her very close to the bottom of one of the mangroves where I film. And crocodiles are known to ambush their prey. That's
Absolutely.
that's what they do, right?
Yep.
So I mean, I would have folded her for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
I would have grabbed her like that, throw her back. I would be like, "You ain't having this Cuban sandwich tonight, lady." Um, but I don't know. I don't know why or what happened to her. I'm very curious to know. Obviously, um, it was a female. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I would assume it was a female, because if it were a male, Fred would have just fought it out of there, because that's his kingdom.
Right. Yeah. Well, she might have been protecting the nest or something. And who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? Like I said, yeah. I think you said it best. Who knows, right? But
Who knows?
I think Fred hasn't been removed by anything or anyone is because he's never been aggressive in any way. That if you see Fred, he has one pattern. He goes from under the bridge where he hangs out somewhere around there. He goes to the fish stations where people fish. They drop baits, they drop fish, they drop carcasses, the fillet
Right.
table, and he just eats all the things that were there. Like in today's video, you'll see him. I think it looked like a carcass of a of a lobster
Yeah.
that he was eating, and it's just impressive because think about it. You're like, oh my goodness, there's a huge croc right there, and there's people right around them. So
Yeah.
it can definitely rub people the wrong way if you know you're like, hey, imagine me putting like a flyer. It says, "Come to our boat ramp, nice, safe, and sound," and then you see the backdrop of Fred's, 3-foot head sticking out of the water, looking crazy.
Trespassers will be eaten for sure.
Yeah, that's funny.
But hey, I just want to run that by you. I think he's really cool. I think what you do is great, man. I love the Sea Hunter series you got going in the dinghies, and I grew up on Biscayne Bay up around 96th Street, and when you guys are up there, you and Joe.
We were there. We were there yesterday. We were in that area yesterday with Joe. I was there. I was doing some urban snook fishing in that area. It's in those area, and Joe pulled up because I had ambushed a buddy of mine that I was with, and it was so cool because those two guys are known die-hard fishermen. And when I talk about die-hard fishermen, I'm not talking about like fishermen that are on TV. Those guys fish and all that, but I'm talking about the guys who live, breathe, and eat fishing. Joe is a die-hard live, breathe, eat fishing. Joe goes on the water, he fishes, comes back home, does the same thing every other day. He might take a bike ride to lose some